Okay. Not quite sure if this is working yet again, but it's difficult to say. That's the trouble, is I don't get any information here. Anyway, the only reason I started it again was when I played the last one back, I was happy with the picture. I still didn't get any live chat down the side, which is supposed to be set up, but it does need somebody to join in to make that work, if you see what I mean. So it's difficult to say, but it's not gobbling my CPU, it's handling it. It's not jammed up once. These are only short bursts at the moment, you never know. But I did have a slight echo on the last video, which I think I've got rid of. I will check in a minute when I finish this one. Then the only thing left to check really is, does this live chat work? It's difficult to say. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave that running. I'm not going to sit here, I'm going to walk away, and if anybody realises that I'm live, hopefully they'll put a comment up there, like "where are you" or something like that, and then at least I can see if it works. So I'm going to pop out for a few minutes and come back in a minute, because I've got other stuff to do. It's practically tea time here. I need to get some stuff going out there. Yeah, so I'm just gonna leave that run. The only thing that can really go wrong with that is that the battery on the camera runs out, because that's been sat on nearly all day. I keep forgetting to turn it off. I had to change the auto shut off on the camera, because obviously in a live broadcast you don't want the camera just switching off on its own. So I turned it to manual shut off, so it will stay on forever, literally, until the battery goes. So anyway, what I'd like is for somebody to try and type something in on the chat and tell me if they get locked out or if they can type OK. And then in theory, when I play it back on YouTube, if there's any live chat, it should play it alongside. This is the bit I'm worried about. I have a message. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Right, that saves me walking away and leaving the screen empty. All I really wanted was for somebody to type something in. This is working different to YouTube, so I can talk to you. Oh, somebody else saying hi, Roger. Right, that proves the point. The live chat works. That was all I was after now. I'm not doing a live broadcast. The last thing you want to do is sit and watch me watching a screen, waving my hands around. That's because I haven't got anything to hold at the moment. It's not bad. I mean, the video isn't full screen, and I'm not sure I can get it any bigger without losing the chat down the side, because the way it looks on my screen, actually, you can see what I'm looking at. It's one of those infinity things, like those mirrors that go on into the distance forever. You know, you can see, like, you know, there's the screen, there's the computer, there's the picture, there's the picture. It just goes on ad infinitum, except for it gets so small you can't see it. So that's what I'm seeing, and as you can see, the actual picture doesn't fill the frame. I'm not sure I can actually move it. This will probably mess the whole thing up. Right, I can move the live chat, and what does that do? Right, it wraps it round. So if I make that narrower, now can I make that bigger? I doubt if I can. I expect that's a fixed resolution. Oh, here we go. We now have a bigger screen. And I don't need to see. Is that going to hold that? It is. Right, so if I make that narrower, I wonder if it'll go off the end. No, it won't, will it? Oh, that's a shame. But I can make that bit narrower. I can still read it because it wraps the text round. It doesn't have to be huge, and that allows me to make the screen bigger. And that's still not dropping quality. I mean, one of the hardest things for a video to actually reproduce is stripes. Now, I didn't deliberately put this shirt on, but the stripes on this shirt are incredibly narrow and they just go fuzzy and strange if the camera can't pick it up. Because now I made the screen bigger, I wish I had a shave. Never mind, you have to put up with scruffy. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. It's not full screen. I can get it a fraction bigger without losing my text. Yeah, that's okay. And if I move that, I move the whole thing down so that when it gets onto YouTube, it's got a black band at the top and a black band at the bottom. That's a nice even size. I think that'll do. Now, the only thing I haven't tested now is this. That's my Ethernet cable, and that allows me to get up the other end of the room. But I've done a bit of work. That's a Cat5 Ethernet cable, which is perfectly capable of handling the data load, and apparently you can go 10 meters without degrading your signal with one of those cables, and that's not 10 meters, it's nowhere near it, so I don't think that's going to affect anything. I'm happy with that. Yep, I'm happy with that. Speed of light. It looks so good. Hi Lee. That's just to show that somebody typing something, or Leah, however that's pronounced, not sure. It was just to show that my voice is not far away from you typing some text in. So thanks for people that have joined in. I'm not hanging around, as I said. I'm well, I need some food basically. I forgot to have lunch. I was out, and when I got back in, I just forgot. I haven't had anything to eat since my piece of toast. Watching from Texas, eh? Yeah, you must have a flipping good pair of binoculars. Anyway, that'll do. Thanks for your help, you guys. Brilliant. I'm happy with the way that works. I'm not kidding you, this took about 5 minutes to set up this software to get it to run. And just look, I get stats along the top that I didn't ask for, which has got my bit rate up there, which is hanging in there nicely. Gives me my frames dropped, 0, that's what we want to see. If you start dropping frames, it'll dump the stream. It's working, and I did next to nothing. The game capture card, well, that's attached to the camera at the moment via that wire, so I plugged the USB in and downloaded the software, loaded it up, and it just found everything and set it. It didn't set it right, but I mean, as you can see, just changing the screen size, just grab hold of the corner and move it. On the other flipping software, that was a right pain in the whatnot, to say the least. Some food for me, thank you. I'm not going to lick the screen, that's disgusting. But yeah, thanks for your help, you guys, and I now know that I'm just wondering now, because what I was hoping to do was disprove or prove one way or the other that it was the processing power of the laptop that was letting me down, and if it wasn't that, then it was going to be the internet connection. So using the desktop literally quadruples the processing power. It's a powerful desktop. So I haven't disproved that now because I've only loaded the software on the desktop. But I might have a go with the laptop. Load the software on the laptop and see if it'll run, because it's still going to be a faff to do a live broadcast in the grow room, which is obviously where it needs to be. I've got to unplug this thing, yeah, and the desktop sat behind it, pull all the wires out and carry it up the other end of the room. It's not exactly a big deal because it's for an event, you know, so it would but I reckon it was probably the laptop. Processing power on that laptop is not that good. It was a single core, 8 meg of memory, but with a single core running at 2.50, as opposed to this, which is a quad core with 8 meg and running at 2.66. Yeah, I think it probably was the laptop. That's not why I got the laptop. I got that so that I could go and do my talks at other places rather than sitting around here all the time. Anyway, I'm going to go and get some food. Thanks for your help, you guys. And it seems that the way you stop this is to click on broadcast and then untick the box. So it's going to go quiet all of a sudden. I think. Let's try it. See you next time. Anyway, thanks.